This is nice. What up? It's some dude named Devs, and today we're making a 3D photo. So let me just get this out of the way. I'm pretty sure you already noticed my hair. I'm trying to go for like this K-pop type dealy. I don't know if I'm pulling it off yet. I don't care. That's not the main premise of this video. But anyways, so today we are going to be doing a 3D photo. I've been seeing this trend throughout Instagram and TikTok. Basically, people are using already made photos and animating them in After Effects. I do it a little differently because I'm not a pro at After Effects yet. I'm actually working on that right now. I'm going to be using Photoshop and Premiere Pro. Alright, so let's get it started. So today we're going to be using this photo right here. You can find it in the link in the description. Download it, follow along, so you can test it out before you do this on your own photos. Let's fire up Photoshop. So we have a photo here. I already see an issue. There's this power line when I first shot this, and it kind of distracts from the photo. Basically, what we're going to do to take that out is use the patch tool. You can find it in your toolbar here. If you can't find it, there's three little dots usually right here. You just hold it down and then you find your patch tool. I like the patch tool personally better than the clone stamp tool. It just works a lot easier. Watch, you pretty much just circle what you want gone, and then you drag it over, and then it disappears. If you were to use the clone stamp tool, sometimes it gets a little sketchy and kind of messes it up. So, but we are going to use the clone stamp tool right here. Some hotkeys that you guys should know is these little brackets. What it does, it allows you to resize your brush. So for instance, right here, I think this is a good size. We are going to hit Option on Max. Again, this is for Macs. I don't own a PC, so I think for you guys it might be an Alt. But yeah, hit Alt, click there. So basically we're taking that area and then we're just stamping it. Then one more right here. Boom. And then for this, what I like to do is make the brush a little smaller. Get a section right next to it, and then literally just drag it right down. You see that plus? That plus is basically what it's copying. And the cool part is that since it is like bushes and trees, you really can't tell. Alright, so if you saw my last video, basically what we're going to be doing is using the quick selection tool right here and taking our subject and separating it from the background. We need to do this because later on in Premiere Pro we're going to add animations behind him, and we want to make sure we have different layers to do so. Perfect. So I selected him. Everything looks good. All we're going to do is hit Command C and then Command V. Basically, we're just copying whatever we selected and pasting it. Now we have this other layer here that's independent from itself. All right, so for Max, what we're going to do is hit the background, hit Command, and then hit this right here. So now that's going to make the selection again. Basically, now what we're going to do is right click and fill. Content aware, normal, 100%, hit OK. Let Photoshop do its work. Awesome. So now if you take away this top layer, it's gone. Perfect. Now hit Command D to take away those marching ants, and now we're just going to clean up the background. Again, use your patch tool, the easiest way to clean this up. I like to do section by section. Again, this is super easy. Use this for like all your other photos. I use this to take out unwanted things, like for instance, if you have a trash can in your photo that you want to take out, or blemishes. Yeah, so everything looks pretty good right here. Basically what we're going to do now is save this as separate layers. We're going to save the first layer right here as a PNG. I'm going to name this 1, and then also make sure that you hit PNG. That is crucial. If you do not do that, it's going to basically not make it transparent for when you jump into Premiere Pro. All we need for the background is save that again independently. For the background, save it as a JPEG. This is the highest quality that we're going to work with for this, and we should be good. Alright, so now we're going to open up Premiere Pro and start a new project file. So take the photos that you had and import them. Alright, now that we have the files in here, I want to stack them on top of each other. First thing you have to do before you do anything is adjust your sequence settings. Trust me, if you don't do this, you might mess up the whole thing, or you're gonna add extra steps at the end. So first, go to sequence settings, change this to 23.97, and then change it for whatever you're exporting it as. If you're using this as an Instagram story or an Instagram post. For me, I'm gonna use it as an Instagram post. So change my horizontal to 1080 and my vertical to 1350. Hit OK, then hit OK. Perfect. As you can see, everything's a little bit too big. Highlight everything, Control, right click, set the frame size. Now let's just fill it in. Hit the background. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. Same thing with the PNG. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. So now everything's fit to this. If you want to, you can, move it up or down. For me, I think it's already in the right position. Time for the fun part. Basically, what I'm gonna do is start with keyframes. And I'm gonna start with keyframes from our PNG file. So I'm gonna go in the beginning. I'm gonna set a keyframe on position, scale, and rotation. Now I'm gonna go to the very end and basically animate it like how I'd wanna see it. I usually scale it about, 5. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a little too big. So I'll go to 4. So now, as time goes on, you can see it grow. So now I'm gonna do the same thing with my rotation. Since the beginning, I hit those clocks. That pretty much starts my my keyframe. So now, again, go to the very end, just like this. Go to about a 7. I think 7 looks good. Let's see what that looks like. Start from the beginning. Awesome. So it really looks like he's floating in the air and going upward. Okay, since I'm having him or having the subject get larger throughout the time, I like to make the background get smaller. That kind of gives what they call a dolly effect, like a dolly zoom. So basically what I'm gonna do is go to my first layer, go to the very beginning. I'm actually gonna make this 5 stops higher. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Hit that scale. Now go to the very end and bring that back down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That looks pretty great. Awesome. So I like to keep about 3 sections in between. You can do 4, as many as you want. Basically in between here, from your front layer to your background, we're gonna add effects inside there to give it like this more 3-dimensional look. In the description below, I did add 3 effects. Free of use, use them in other projects if you want to. I use these actually a lot in my projects. So I'm gonna toss in the lightning first. First thing I'm gonna do, change the blend mode to screen. And boom, look at that. I think I'm gonna change the opacity of this lightning. First, always make sure you hit the clock for the opacity. The toggle animation, reason why is because if you don't, you're gonna set a keyframe, and I always mess that up. So click it first, make sure it's not selected, then change the opacity. So I'm gonna change it to, I think about a 30. Let's run that back. Nice and subtle, awesome. Again, for the lightning, you can change the colors of these. Easiest way, go to Lumetri, and then I like to just play with the temperature and the tint. I think it's the easiest way to change colors. Since my image here is mostly, or my video here is mostly blue, to make that lightning pop out just a little bit more, I'm going to make it yellow, or bring the temperature all the way up to warm. So it gives it like this nice, warmer lightning. Perfect. Cool. So now we're gonna toss in that particle. Basically now, that blend mode, hit screen. Perfect. And now you can see it kind of gives it like a snowing effect. That's why I like to change the opacity to like a 20 to make it very subtle. Okay, so now our animation is looking pretty good thus far. I think to make the subject pop a little more, I'm going to darken the background as time elapses through. So basically, go to your background, hit a keyframe right here for the opacity, and at the very end, drop it to like 80. Perfect. As you see, as time elapses, the background gets darker as he stays the same color. So we're pretty much done here. All we have to do now is just export. So Command M, choose the name of it. Quickly for my settings that I use, go down VBR 2 pass. I always keep it around 20 to 40. Now for the very bottom, use maximum render quality, and then export. What you heard is got to get dirty. What you heard is... Alright, and that is it. Again, super easy to do. No artifacts, only Photoshop and Premiere Pro. Basically just take all your old stuff and animate them. Feel free to use all those overlays that I left in the description. Use them from other projects. I use them all the time. And if you don't already, follow me on Instagram at somedudenameddevs. Tag me, show me your edits that you made today. Use hashtag SomeEdit. I would love to see your work. I would love to share it. Yeah, let's grow together. Let's work together, and let's continue to be creative. All right, guys. Peace.